a wonderful homeopathic medicine, a medicine which is used for hundred of illnesses, or you can say hundred of diseases. So yes, I'm talking about Lycopodium clavatum. Video till end for more knowledge and stay connected with us for more informative videos like this. Now let's talk about Lycopodium and its various uses. So Lycopodium clavatum is a homeopathic medicine which is derived from the spores of a plant known as club moss or wolf foot. This medicine belongs to Lycopodiaceae family and it is commonly found in the hilly pastures and heaths of Central and Northern Europe, Russian Asia, and North America. Lycopodium is a low creeping perennial plant. It is a spore bearing, flowerless, vascular, terrestrial, widely branched plant. Its stems are erect and have small, simple needle like leaves that covers the stem and branches thickly. The leaves contain a single unbranched vascular strand called microphyls, and kidney shaped cases include spores of one kind only and are borne on the upper surface of the leaf blade of specialized leaves. These are arranged in a cone like strobilus at the end of the upright stems. The club shaped appearance of these flowering stems gives club mosses their common name. This homeopathic medicine is prepared from the freshly crushed spores of the plant, that is Lycopodium. The medicinal properties comes into play after a series of triturations and succussions of the spores. And this remedy is prescribed in both high and low potencies, as the case may be. Now, next we'll talk about the constitution of Lycopodium. Let's talk about it. So, in homeopathy, we believed that every person has a particular type of constitution. This is a composition, structure, physical makeup, and the nature of a person. So, Lycopodium is best suited to the carbonitrogenoid constitution, those who are intellectually keen but physically weak. The upper part of the body is weak, whereas the lower part of the body is characterized by the collection of an excess of the watery fluid. Such people usually have a dry temperament and dark complexion. It is mostly adopted in cases where ailment develop gradually, functional power weakness, failure of digestive power occurs, or the functions of the liver is seriously disturbed. It works wonderfully in the cases of malnutrition. The Lycopodium personality lacks vital heat and has poor circulation and cold extremities. Pain comes and goes suddenly. There is extreme sensitivity to noise and odors. Now, next, we'll talk about the drug action of Lycopodium. So we will talk about the sphere of actions, or you can say the drug action of Lycopodium. So Lycopodium is highly effective on the nervous system, okay, but it also has other centers of action like mucous membrane, kidney, digestive organs, and the sides of the body. Now, one by one, we'll talk about all these centers of sphere of action. So, first we have is mucous membrane. So, Lycopodium acts powerfully upon the mucous membrane, producing atonic, means lack of muscular tone, state, congestion, catarrhal inflammation, and copious mucus discharges. Second action of the Lycopodium is on kidneys. So, it acts upon the kidneys and the bladder. Lycopodium produce frequent painful micturations with cloudy sediment urine, like brick dust and sometimes mucus and blood in the urine. Next section of the Lycopodium is on digestive organs. So Lycopodium produces slow, irregular digestion, flatulence and constipation and congestion of the liver with all of its concomitants, constipation and flatulence. And if we talk about the side of the body, so Lycopodium especially act on the right side of the body. Symptoms runs characteristically from right to left side of the body. So this was all about the drug action of the Lycopodium on the various center of the body. Now next we'll talk about its various uses. So first we have Lycopodium and its action on the mind. Let's talk about the mental symptoms. So, lycopodium works well in the cases where the mental symptoms are clearly present with the physical ones. The person requiring lycopodium is generally fearful. He has a fear of public speaking, failure, success, new situations, commitments, and responsibility. He has a fear of being alone and of his shadows. Such people are usually hypochondriac, which means that they have abnormal anxiety about their health. They typically suffer from panic attacks, have poor confidence, and low self esteem. Forgetfulness is marked with a peevishness. With their dictatorial tendencies, they have a love for power and control over others. So, lycopodium works well in the cases where one is experiencing failing brain, power, and confused thoughts, a weakness of memory, inability to remember names, letter, spelling, or writing words or syllables incorrectly. Experiencing difficulty in speaking during conversations are classic signs of lycopodium. It is also useful for ailments that stem out from domineering parents or siblings. Second use of lycopodium for ailments of head. So, lycopodium covers the symptoms of external as well as internal head symptoms, right sided headaches, pain that begins on one side and goes to other sides where it is worse, pain in the head with ravenous hunger, which gets better after eating, are classic symptoms indicating towards lycopodium clavatum. If food is not regularly eaten, the headaches become worse. Premature graying of the hair and severe hair fall that leads to premature balding is also noted. There is a burning, scalding, itching of the scalp, especially when the body is warm after exercise. Lycopodium acts very well in the cases of hair loss by preventing further loss of hair and initiating hair growth. Next, lycopodium for facial concerns. The person needing lycopodium may have freckles that are yellowish pale, gray, with blue circles around the eyes. They are herpetic eruptions on the face and the corner of the mouth. Small, white, pedunculated warts on the chin may also be present. Next, the action of the lycopodium on the kidneys. So, lycopodium has a specific action on the kidneys. There are deposits of lithic acid in the small quantities in the kidneys, which can result in the formation of kidney stones. So, kidney stones can cause pain in the kidney as well as in the bladder. So, conditions which are associated with the lycopodium are calculus, means stones, with hematuria, means blood in urine. From gravel or chronic catarrhal and urination of clotted blood, and renal colic during the passage of small calculi. The pain is burning and cutting in character. Urine appear dark and fetid. There is a pain in the back before urination, and it ceases after urine is passed. Urine is slow in coming, and the person may strain to pass it. Heavy red sediments may be present in the urine, and the urine has a nauseating smell. Kidney colic with stinging, tearing, digging pain in the right ureter that travels to the bladder as if some small calculus was steering its way to the bladder is present. Next, lycopodium for gastric disorders. So, lycopodium covers many symptoms of the complaints which are gastric in origin. There is a constriction of the throat that is always induced by regurgitation of the food. An excessive appetite that gets satiated easily, eating a small amount of food that creates fullness are characteristic features. The person suffers from chronic constipation and hard stools. There is a flatulent colic present in the children and young girls. Emaciation and debility occurs from loss of fluid in the morning. It works wonderfully in cases of it works in wonderfully in cases of gastralgia, means neuralgic pain in the stomach, and gastritis, means inflammation of the stomach lining. The arrangement of the stomach occurs from consumption of sweet and pastries. Belching tend to rise only up to pharynx. The patient feel hungry immediately after eating, though the stomach and the abdomen are full of intestines. There is excessive flatulence before and after passing of stool. Tympanitic distensions of the abdomen is present. Flatulent presses outwardly on the rectum and the bladder, and there is a sensation as if something is moving up and down in the bowels. Now, next, use of lycopodium for rectal disorders. So lycopodium is indicated in cases where there is a where there is a sharp aching pain and pressure in the rectum, which get worse at night. Burning in the rectum is present during and after passing stool. There is a rawness and skin abrasions around the anus that bleeds easily and feels itchy and moist is a common symptom. There is a aching and painful piles, or you can say hemorrhoids, which are sore to touch, marked inactivity of the bowels, cramps in the rectum and small of the back, unsatisfactory stool alternating with diarrhea, and constipation are another symptoms. The stool is hard, small, and are not expelled completely. The first part of the stool is difficult to expel, while the last part is thin and gushing. Stool are pale, putrid, thin, and brown, and usually mixed with hard lumps. There is a spasmodic constrictions of the anus which prevent the stool to be expelled. There is a aching and pressure in the rectum which is burst during the night and bleeding piles. The next use of the lycopodium for liver complaints. So lycopodium is a very wonderful homeopathic medicine for liver complaints or liver ailments. So lycopodium is of great value in chronic hepatic congestions where the liver is very tender on pressure. The person cannot eat as it there may be violent gallstone colic, pain in the back, right hypochondriac due to congestion of the liver. Now, next, we'll talk about the action of the lycopodium on the limbs. So, lycopodium has always proven its efficacy in treating the cases of sciatica. There is a numbness, drawing, and tearing pain in the limbs, along with the stiffness of the joints. There may be a tendency of chronic gout and chalk deposits in the joints. Right sided sciatica, painful corns, callosities on the soles, toes, and fingers, a feeling where one foot, sorry, a feeling where one foot feels hot and other foot feels cold are other symptoms. The sciatica is so severe that the person cannot bear to lie on the painful side. The next use of the lycopodium is for women's. Okay, so lycopodium shows good action in cases of the female problems, especially it works well in cases where the menses are delayed. With dysmenorrhea means painful menstrual cycles is so violent that it leads to fainting. Pain in the right ovary traveling to the left, ovarian tumors, vaginitis are treated well with this remedy that is lycopodium. And it is also used to treat a dry burning sensation useful for licoria with cutting pain across the right side to left with flatulence. Discharge of wind from the pelvis may also be present. Next, we will talk about the lycopodium for the males. So, lycopodium acts wonderfully in case of male problems. It is used in prostate cancer, in impotency, okay, and other various complaints of males. This medicine is wonderfully used, and also for the gonorrhea and cystitis. Okay, so this is a very wonderful homeopathic medicine. So these are the various uses or various conditions where lycopodium can be used successfully. Now, in short, I would like to discuss about the clinical uses of lycopodium. Just a short summary, okay? So, lycopodium has proven its efficacy in treating the following disorders like acidity, bloating, colitis, constipation, cons, weakness, flatulence, food allergies, hair loss, piles, or you can say hemorrhoids, indigestion, liver problems, malnutrition, kidney stones, kidney colic, sciatica, male problems, menses, irregular menses. Okay, so these are the various clinical. So if you find this video informative and helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future content. And thank you so much for joining us today. See you guys in the next video. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy. And if you are suffering from any of the health illnesses, then you can contact us for online appointments. On the screen, you can see how you can contact us for online consultations. So that's it for now, and thanks for watching this video.